after winning their opening game of the season against Crystal Palace by 2-0, scored by Martinelli and an own goal after that lovely cross brought in by Bukayo Saka. A side which goes by the names of Arsenal is going to play a side which goes by the names of Leicester City tomorrow at Emirates. The first game of Arsenal being played at Emirates this season. Remember, the first one they played was away, though it was a London derby. They were in London, but it was at Selhurst Park when they're playing a side which goes by Leicester City, coached by their former captain, that is Patrick Vieira. So this time around, it's looking so much hyped up around Arsenal and Arsenal fans all over the world. I really expect them to go in and really win this game. I've been really doing the presser. And then an Arsenal fan asked me my prediction for this game. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll get my prediction for this game of Arsenal, because I really believe that Arsenal really is going to edge a side which goes by Leicester City. I mean, it's everything that can happen in the game of football, but I don't see Leicester City come in here and really shock Arsenal at Emirates in the fight, because Arsenal are really looking more composed and focused as far as this game of football is concerned. So smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to go into the right bottom corner, smash the subscription button. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel. Remember, we want to really hit a mark of 10,000 subscribers before the end of this month, and you guys are the ones who can really help us really achieve that. If at all you can't do this for us, then you would have been betrayed us in the face. So Rokani David is my name. Rokani Media Football is the football channel that you're really watching me on. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. All right, let's get into this head-to-head brought to you by BBC. We've gotten it from the website of BBC. They are telling us that Arsenal has gone ahead to play 32 Premier League games with Leicester City. Arsenal has won 19. What a big margin. Then Leicester has gone ahead to win 5, meaning that there are 24 wins and 8 draws. You get? So it shows you that Arsenal really has an edge as far as this fixture is concerned. Now, 65 goals have been scored by Arsenal, 33 scored by Leicester City, 10 clean sheets kept by Arsenal, and 5 clean sheets kept by Leicester City in this fixture that is always heated up. So we're waiting to see how this is going to be at Emirates in the face. So that is what we heard from BBC, the head-to-head. You needed to know this because this is what really makes such games more and more interesting in here onto the Rokani Media Football. Now, there are some stats I really want to read to you before I really get into the predicted lineup, the battles we are going to expect, who should start, who shouldn't start, my prediction. There are things I really want to read to you in the For You reported from BBC as far as this fixture of Arsenal is concerned, because you have to know these stats before you really weigh into who is going to win and give a perfect prediction according to what you think. Leicester have kept 1 clean sheet in their previous 26 away Premier League matches, doing so in a 2-0 win at Burnley last match. They kept a clean sheet on the road against a current top flight side since February in the For You. They haven't kept a clean sheet on the road against a current top flight side since February 2021, a goalless draw at Wolves in the For You. So it shows you that Leicester are not really good visitors, especially when they're really visiting these top 6 sides in the For You. That is Arsenal, that is Leicester in the For You, meaning that they're really having a very big void into that. Then Arsenal have lost 6 of their past 12 Premier League home games in August. You get? They've won 4 and won 2. You get? Before this run, the Gunners have won 15 of their previous 16 home August matches. So it shows you that in August, Arsenal is so much on form and they've won 15 out of 16 in August. Oh my God. Sorry about that, but I really believe that this stat confirms why Brendan Rodgers, the manager of Leicester City, came out and said Arsenal is a much better side, because if at all they've won 15 out of their last 16, when they hadn't really added in the players they've added in this season, the likes of Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, Marquinhos, Matt Turner, Fabio Vieira, you get, and William Saliba coming in through, because I really count him as a new signing, because when they're really achieving the 15 wins out of the 16s in August, these players were not around. So it shows you that Arsenal are really a team that always does beat people at Emirates in August. So when you add in those players, because in the lineup that really started against Crystal Palace, only three players didn't. Only three players were not part of Arsenal last season. That is Zinchenko, William Saliba, and Gabriel Jesus. So, and all of those have really strengthened them a lot, and obviously they've done a lot to them. So that means Arsenal is really going to be so much deadly when it comes to those games that are being played at a side which goes by the names of Emirates, especially in August. We've been told by BBC that Leicester have won just one of their previous 25 away matches against Arsenal. Have you heard? Leicester have won one out of the 25 away matches against Arsenal, 4 draws and 20 losses. A 1-0 win in October 2020. The Foxes have lost more away top flight matches against the Gunners than against any other side. Oh my God. They've really lost very many games against us. That means the team that Arsenal really feels easy to beat is Leicester City. Out of the previous 25 away games against Arsenal, Leicester has lost 20 and drawn 4 and they've won 1. Oh my God. Arsenal really has a very big edge into this game. When you look at how the players are vibed up and how the manager is really trying to build up a very big culture at Arsenal, obviously, you see to it that all odds are at Arsenal winning. Then we've been told by BBC that Arsenal have won their past 3 Premier League fixtures against Leicester City, scoring 7 goals and conceding just 1. The Guardians last had 4 consecutive league victories over the Foxes between February 1999 to December 2000. So it shows you that Arsenal are really chasing another record. They've won their previous 3 Premier League fixtures against a side which goes by the name of Leicester City, and they want to go ahead and really win the 4th one, of which they're really going to go ahead and really win according to me, because they're a much stronger side and organized side more than a side which goes by names of Leicester City. So smash the like button, comment and share. Those were the stats I really want to bring to you onto your screen, because you need to know these big things before we go into the predicted lineup and predictions and the pure match preview either for you. Then let's go to what the manager told us today, that only and only which player is not available. I think all of the players of Arsenal are available. Fabio Vieira has returned. Tomiyasu is back. Kientien is back. Which other player is back? Emily Smith-Rowe is back, but the manager really talked about a player who goes by the names of Emily Smith-Rowe, who should train hard and really get himself to the levels they're supposed to be at Arsenal. So let's get into this predicted lineup as it was picked by a team of Rokani Media Football pundits in here onto the Rokani Media Football, because we sit down and really analyze these games and then we think of who is really going to start, who is not really going to start at the side which goes by names of Arsenal. Obviously, let's talk of the system that Mikel Arteta is going to employ as he really hosts his first season game at Emirates. 4-2-3-1. Obviously, that's the system that he really favors a lot. And he has 4 defenders, 2 midfielders in a double midfield pivot, 3 midfielders, and 1 centre forward. Obviously, Aaron Ramsdale, who really saved Arsenal last week against Crystal Palace, remains in goal. He did 2 wonderful saves. You remember them very well. That one against Patrick Eduardo, and the other one of Eze. 2 world-class saves. They're textbook saves. There is no way we'll take him out of that goal of Arsenal, because he has proven that whenever he's in the goal of Arsenal, it's hard for Arsenal to concede, and 1 clean sheet has so far have been kept so far. Remember last season, I think they kept 13 clean sheets in the entire 38 games, meaning that the inclusion of very many other players now, Arsenal are really going to keep many, because Ramsdale came in when Arsenal had just played close to 3-4 games, and in all of those games they were conceding, but when he came in through, he changed everything for Arsenal. Obviously, when you look at this season, they've not conceded their first game of the season, but last season, in their first game of the season, they conceded 2 against Brentford, 2 against Chelsea, and 5 against Man City. Those were their first 3 fixtures. Now they are playing Leicester City, obviously a more technical side than Crystal Palace, and more experienced players that can really hurt in the field, because when you look at Leicester City, it has players that can obviously go into that midfield of Arsenal, into that team of Arsenal. When you look at a player like Ndidi, because Ndidi, no one has better stats playing as a central defensive midfielder in the Premier League than Ndidi. Yuri Tielemans, wanted by a side which goes by names of Arsenal, obviously he starts. And I think even James Madison can really get a spot. You get which other player? I think even this other guy who puts on shirt number 7. Is he Gordon? No, Huffy Barnes, obviously. That Huffy Barnes guy can also come in and really get a nod into that Arsenal side. Even Fafana, I will believe that he can really get a chance to start in that central defense of Arsenal because he's really good too. So it shows you that this time around, Arsenal is playing a side that is really at the same level. But the advantage Arsenal are really having is that they are players whose hearts are not settled. Fafana is not settled because he's wanted by Chelsea. A bid of £75 million has been turned down. So it looks like his mind is not at Leicester. He wants to go away out of Leicester. The other player is Yuri Tillemans, obviously wanted by Arsenal. And Leicester are now willing to listen to the offer of Arsenal of how much? Of close to £25 million and really take it because the player is left with the end of his contract. And if at all he's not sold this summer, then they're really going to lose him on a free. Then the other player is James Madison being wanted by Newcastle. Newcastle have submitted a bid and the player is unsettled. So all such things in the team of Brendan Rodgers are really going to affect him because they conceded 2 goals against Brentford. That was not really unacceptable. They went to up and conceded 2 and then the game ended level. So I really believe that Arsenal are really not going to make it easy for Leicester to really get even a single point at Emirates. So Ben White is going to play as the right back, for a side which goes by names of Arsenal. He played very well. I really believe that the manager is going to give him another chance. Amid this, the return of a player who goes by the names of Tomiyasu. I don't believe that Tomiyasu is starting this game, but Ben White is going to retain his position, and I think Tomiyasu will come in through into the third fixture of Arsenal in there at Emirates. Then Zinchenko, however much Kian came in and looked fit, he played some 15 minutes in that game of Arsenal versus a side which goes by the names of Crystal Palace. I really believe that Zinchenko is really going to get a very big nod and start ahead of Kian. The reason is simple. When you look at Leicester City, it's not this team that really sits back and really make it hard for you to really score. They really bring that ball to you. And I really believe that when you're having a team like Leicester City that really wants to play on a front foot, they press you. You'll need a press-resistant player, especially because you're building from behind. And Zinchenko is good on the ball. And there are going to be very many spaces because Leicester City is not like Crystal Palace. You get even the Crystal Palace Stadium is so much old-fashioned. There are these small stadiums that don't allow a team like Arsenal to go in and really do that at a ball left, right, and center. So I really believe that Zinchenko will start because it gives them a lot of stability, especially going forward and building from behind because it's so much confident onto the ball. Then we go to the defenders. Obviously, William Saliba comes in. You don't expect a man who put up a man of the match performance against Crystal Palace to be really put out. Obviously, William Saliba is going to start into that central defense on the right side. Then Gabriel Magalhaes is going to start onto what we call the left side of the central defense of Arsenal. Obviously, so as things stand, that's how we really believe the back four of Arsenal is going to be looking. Obviously, you know, this is really solid. When I look at that central midfield partnership, it shows me how solid Arsenal is. That wall is really going to be so much hard to be penetrated. It's not porous. You get, they are tall, they are fast, good on the ball, they are talented, they are press resistant, their qualities are not doubted. And I believe that Mikel Arteta is loved by God because he has brought back William Saliba at the right time. Because if Roy never had William Saliba, he would have been on the market looking for another central defender. But William Saliba comes in through after winning the man of the match accolade against Crystal Palace. And now he's into this game of Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. And I expect him to go in and start into this game of football as Arsenal tussles it out with the team which goes by the names of Leicester City. Now, Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka, obviously, they are really going to start into that double midfield pivot. I really believe they are going to start. They are really going to start into that double midfield pivot because they look good together. And it's like they complement one another because one is rough, the other one is hard. Obviously, Thomas Partey is hard and Xhaka is rough. But Xhaka and Thomas Partey, when they're that midfield, obviously, you expect them to overpower the midfield of Leicester. Amid is having Didi, Yuri Tillemans, and Somare. I don't really expect them to really overpower this midfield of Arsenal because Thomas Partey is really going to get that ball from the back four and pass it through the central axis to the likes of Martin Odegaard to really break down this team. So 100% believe that Arsenal is really going to be having those two players in the midfield pivot. That's what we call a double midfield pivot in a 4-2-3-1 system, obviously. Then Martin Odegaard, obviously captain obviously has to start, and he is going to play as a central attack midfielder behind the three forwards of Arsenal. So when you look at Odegaard, he never had a good game against Crystal Palace, but the work rate he put up on the pitch, he ran 12 kilometers, and in that game, in all games that were played on match day 1 of the Premier League, no player put up stats. No player put up the distance he covered. He covered the most distance, something that we never knew about him. We never knew that about Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard is known so much when you're really having the ball, but every time you're not having the ball, he was really working hard. Though he really missed out on a chance where Gabriel Jesus pressed and really won that ball and then squared that ball to him, and he couldn't really shoot the back of the net. He was looking for an assist, something that I will believe is not a crime for him, because he is always made to do that. He's not a selfish guy. He always thinks for a better placed player to go in and really score that goal for his club. So Odegaard in there for you. Then Martinelli, a man who scored an opening goal for the Premier League season of 2022-2023. You know that very well. It was a corner brought in by Bukayo Saka, headed by Zinchenko with direct power and direction. Then it found a well-placed Kientieni and tapped to the back of the net to make it 1-0 for Arsenal. Guys, I'm sorry. So Martinelli, I expect him to start that side. Amidst the return of Emily Smith-Rowe, I don't see Emily Smith-Rowe really taking out Martinelli as it stands right now, but I really believe that Martinelli is a very good player, and when you look at how things are really going in through, they are so much good and so much important according to how things are really going in at the side which goes by names of Arsenal. So we are really going into what we call, sorry about that. Where were we? We were at Martinelli. Let's see. Grab your Martinelli. Then Bukayo Saka comes in through to really get these things done in there for you. That is Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka is going to lead that side of the right attacking side of the midfield, as Martin Odegaard leads the left attacking side of the midfield, because that's how Arsenal is really going to look, and they're really going to be so much dangerous. Bukayo Saka responsible for that goal that Arsenal scored. That was the second one around the 80th minute, 75th, 80th minute there for you. Cross brought in, and Guyechi, that newly signed central defender of Crystal Palace, connected that ball into his own net. That really saw them concede the second goal. But they were exposed a little bit, but Arsenal really looked good and hard. Then guess who's leading the line? Obviously, the new number 9 for Arsenal. That is the man who goes by names of Gabriel Jesus. I really expect him to lead the line for side which goes by names of Arsenal, because trust me, I believe he's going to score tomorrow. Tomorrow he's going to be on the score sheet. He's going to be on the score sheet, because I really believe that Leicester City is not like Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace has a lot of a physical game onto them. You get, and being an opener of the season, don't expect a team to really get that confidence in the for you. Arsenal came here for a win and they got it. And Gabriel Jesus really had some good moments, close to 4 or 5 moments, and really played very well. But as it stands, it looks like he's to score tomorrow. I really believe that his first goal for Arsenal is coming tomorrow. That is a man who goes by names of Gabriel Jesus in the for you. So that is my predicted lineup of a side which goes by names of Arsenal to take on a side which goes by names of Leicester City at a side which goes by the names of Emirates in the for you. So after bringing you that Arsenal lineup, allow me show you how Leicester lined up in their previous game they really played against a side which goes by the names of Brentford, a game that ended 2-2. They had Ward in goal. They played a 3-man central defense: Wesley Fofana, Evans, and Amati. That is Amati. Then they had three midfielders: Tielemans, Ndidi, and Dosho Bare, and 2 wing backs in this is Castagane and J. Justin. Then 2 forwards, that is Madison and Jamie Vardy. They played a 3-5-2 system when they were playing a side which goes by the names of which team? This is Brentford, and they really conceded. So I see no reason as why they played a 3-5-2, because they played it's so much conservative, but they conceded 2 more goals. You get? So we are waiting to see how the manager is really going to go on and really play this side which goes by the names of Arsenal. Obviously, when you look at that Leicester side, it is somewhat threatening, but when you look at the Arsenal side, obviously you believe that they're really going to come here to take in a battle to a side which goes by names of Arsenal, and Arsenal is really going to go ahead and really win it, because the stats are on the side of Arsenal, and Arsenal players are really on fire. When you look at the battles, I expect Gabriel Jesus versus Wesley Fofana, then Castagani versus Martinelli, Bukayo Saka versus Justin B in the for you. Then for Arsenal, they need to look at James Maddison, Yuri Tielemans, and a player who goes by the names of Jamie Vardy. Those 3 players. The midfield of Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka has to watch a lot on a player who goes by the names of Wilfred Ndidi and Yuri Tielemans. Those 2 are really deadly. You get? Then the central defense of Arsenal, that is Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba, have to watch Maddison and Jamie Vardy, because they are really going to exploit so much that high line of Arsenal. Remember, Arsenal plays with the high line. With the pace of Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba, they really play high line. But Jamie Vardy is really a sprint merchant. You know him very well. He sprints and bursts into space, and you ask yourself, oh, what are we all about in here for you? Don't we know how to run? So, however much he's going into 40 years, he has not reduced his pace. He can run and burst into space, and he has been at Leicester scoring goals since they came to the Premier League in 2016 up to now. So, and Brendan Rodgers is the manager who is really experienced, but obviously Mikel Arteta is edging him because he's having better players and better tactics, according to me. So, guys, thank you for watching. Smash the like button, comment, and share. If at all you're watching me for the very first time, endeavor to go into the right bottom corner, smash the subscription button. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video to this channel. So that's what I had for you as far as Arsenal versus Leicester City is concerned. But watch out on Yuri Tielemans. I know Arsenal fans at Emirates are really going to go on and really talk and really hail him in high esteem, because they want him to come at home. And he's one of those players that Mikel Arteta is really feeling like it's the missing jigsaw in his team. Obviously, Arsenal getting Tielemans into their midfield, it's really going to be something else. It's really going to be something else. If at all you know who Tielemans is, he's really one of the best central midfielders in the Premier League that can fit well at Man City, Liverpool. Liverpool was trying to go for him, but he said no, and said I'm going to Arsenal, someone plays for Manchester United, and even Man City wanted him like two seasons back. So it shows you that Arsenal are really getting in another central midfielder, but before he really does that, he's going to be coming at Emirates to play for Leicester City. Is it going to be his last game for Leicester? Let's wait and see, because Arsenal look like they're chasing in for this player. So reactions are welcome into the comment section. By my prediction, Arsenal is going to beat them by 3-0. I really believe 3+0. Ramsdale is going to keep another clean sheet, and I really believe that Gabriel Jesus is scoring his first goal for Arsenal tomorrow, especially in the Premier League, because they are the Emirates, going to be geared up, and everything is going to be in the favor. I sign out for now. See you later. Rokani David is my name. And guys, thank you for watching me in. It has been a match preview of Arsenal versus Leicester City. And this is not a preseason friendly, guys. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be Premier League. I'm sorry about that. It's supposed to be Premier League, as you see in there for you. It's supposed to be Premier League. I sign out for now. See you later, my mates.